Hi. So we've done lots of listening, lots of talking and lots more listening. So hopefully we have an understanding of how your child has felt during lockdown, and we've been able to explain a little bit about how they their feelings may have affected their body. And we also understand if they weren't having a good time before lockdown and they've been having a much more relaxed and anxiety-free time while they've been off school. We've obviously had to acknowledge that and understood a little bit more about why that is. So lots of things that we've done with our child now are things for parents to do on their own, which are admin, and don't run away, don't switch off. The admin is a really important part, particularly if your child has a S.E.N.D support, a special educational needs support package, or an education, health and care plan, or had one that was ongoing before lockdown. And the reason why this is important is because it will help you, and it should spell out legally what support your child is able to get while they're back at school, and even whether the school thinks they can meet your child's needs if they go back to school. Now, this is a little bit of a confusing one, because we have been told that children who are particularly vulnerable and those with EHCPs are welcome back into the school environment, but the reality is the schools aren't necessarily able to support the child in the same way that they were before lockdown, due to people being ill or shielding or social distancing. So we have a bit of a conundrum here, and when the children go back to school in September, we don't know exactly what that's going to look like, and we will have potentially the same issues with children who have an education healthcare plan or a special educational needs support plan in place. We still don't know what that means and what that's going to look like in terms of resource and or support. So what I would recommend is that we dig out all the paperwork, underline what was in place before, or what you'd like to be in place, or what you're in discussions with, and try and get an understanding what's going to happen in September, because the clarity around that will certainly help with your decision whether your child's going to go back into school or not. Because what we've got is a situation where children needed additional support before COVID, before social distancing, and they are still going to need additional support. And they're also going to have to be safe in terms of the virus. So we have an existing issue that requires some intervention, and now we have another issue that requires intervention. And the first issue hasn't gone away. So what we need to make sure is that we have a clear understanding of what your child will be going into when they get back to school. It's nothing to worry about, but it certainly is something that we need to be clear about and have conversations and try and get a sense of what will it look like. What are your expectations, first of all? Are your expectations realistic? Can your expectations for your child's support be met? And these are things that we need to look about and start thinking about now.